Hello, welcome back. It is Easter Monday. I have just moved Matilda, milked her and moved her, which I'll tell you about that in a minute. I left her tied here while I moved the fence. I haven't tried that before. I thought, oh, she should be all right. Well, she backed herself up into the shed and did a lovely big poo-poo there for me. So I have to come and clean that up. But first, I have to deal with these two who escaped and until a couple of minutes ago were scratching in my new garden beds over here. So I'm doing chores myself this morning because we have people away and other things going on. So I am going to feed the chooks, which is usually already done by now, but I was milking and moving so that if I feed them, those two errant birds will want to come back with the flock. That's my plan anyway. Well, that worked for the one that was close by, but these other two have not come to my call. How rude. See if I can entice them with the bucket. Chook, 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 chook. They are over here picking up all the grain that Matilda has spilt, I guess. Is that what you have planned? Yeah. Chook, 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 chook. Come on. Come on. Come on, you two. Chook, 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 chook. Come on. Chook, 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 chook. It's not for you, Matilda. Chook, 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 chook. She's like me, green. Okay. Come on. Chook, 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 chook. Chook, 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 chook. Okay. Yes, I will. Other way. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, I might have to catch you. Come on, you're being a bit silly. Round you go, round you go. Oh. Just wait, there you go. And they're back in. Now I have to go searching for a shovel because I thought there was a shovel down at the milk barn, but there's not. And I've been missing. We've got a flat shovel somewhere, which is so much better for shoveling manure off concrete than a rounded one. But I do not know where that flat shovel has gone. Tools not put back is a constant thing, and like we work, you to work on, and I mean I do it as well. I can see a fork that I left in the garden right there, and we're always like, okay, children, when you get tools out, put them back. Oh yes, mother, you do the same thing. Father, remember to put the tools away. So anyway, I shall see what I can find. I mean, the upside is that means they've been using the tools, right? So that's good. But I found this one, I'll show you. It's not a shovel, it's a spade. But it does have a flat edge, which will make my life a little bit easier, I think. Okay, so I've put her over here near the garden, sort of just behind the new garden that we built. And she'll probably only be here one day, and I've taken the fence through the gate so that I could keep the water trough in the same place. One thing that I think we are going to have to do better is recording where she's been and how many days it's been, because we're trying to make sure it's at least 30 days, I think it is, since she's been in the place before, just for parasite control. So even if the grass has come back, to track that. Now this paddock here near the house, right next to the house, is the first place we put her. So I know it's been a good while since she's been here. So these posts that I'm moving, and we've got a few different kinds, but so we got Matilda in the fall, and so we haven't taken her through a summer yet. And when we're moving her, so I've got some that look like these, and they just stick in the ground, and they have a little lip on them that you push down on with your boot. We've got some of these pigtail ones. We only have a couple of those, and I'm starting to think they might be better in the summer, because I really like these ones. They have this little lip on them that you can push down on with your boot, and you can actually put the wire down in there so that it sort of holds it in place, whereas you can imagine on this pigtail one, there's nothing securing the wire from going that way or that way. I mean, it holds it upright. And the same with, we've got one other kind, these white ones we have in a black and a white. Try not to get myself a boot here. Let me see. As I sneak down beside the... See, this one it secures it, but it doesn't actually stop it from sliding back and forward either. So these black and grey ones are the only ones that do that. And I do find that useful as far as when you're putting up a fence and you're trying to maintain tension. They're handy for that. However, the downside is I think they're a bit more fragile. And even today, that's what amazes me about the soil here, and in our location, it probably varies a lot, but it is really clay, and it will get soggy and boggy in 5 minutes of rain. But it only takes, so what has it been? Maybe 10 days, maybe 2 weeks at a stretch since we've had rain, and the ground has already gone rock hard. That clay has, like, it'll sit and not drain properly for a long time, but then it's like all of a sudden it goes rock hard, and I'm like, my goodness, it's only been 2 weeks since we've had rain. But which, from where I come from, that's nothing. 2 weeks is nothing. But what it does to the ground here is it goes rock hard. I mean, everything looks still green and lush, but below the surface, when you're trying to just push in a fence post to move it, it's tough. Like, I broke off one of these this morning. I was trying to push it in the ground with my boot, just pushing straight down, and that black thing snapped off. Whereas, and we haven't even got to hot weather yet, they're a bit more sturdy, these pigtail ones. So we may end up needing to use those during the heat of summer. I'm not sure. We had this issue. So like I said, we haven't taken a cow through a summer here yet, and she's just on a single strand. And honestly, these are way easier to move than poultry fences. But we have had this issue with the soil here and poultry fences the last 2 summers. And we've tried 2 different kinds. So you can get a double prong one, or you can get a single prong. And I do think in this location, the single prong is better, because the double prong just as soon as that soil goes hard, it like you get your prongs bending and it's a nightmare. Like we've basically ruined one of the fences by just trying to get it in hard ground, and it's bent all the prongs. We've thought about taking it to our neighbour who has a vise and just trying to put the prongs in the vise and bend them back into shape, but that's no easy job either. One other solution, we have friends in Homestead, Honey Hog Farms, and I'm pretty sure it was them who told us they take a drill out into the paddock when they're moving, and they like a battery driven drill and just have to drill straight down into the dirt to make a hole before you put the posts in. And I can definitely see that's going to be something we have to maybe look at doing, because I mean, like I said, it might have been 2 weeks without rain. It's not by any means a long period of time, and already the ground was just like rock. I had trouble this morning getting the grounding rod in, and I mean, I'm not as strong as my boys when they're here. They have better ability with that, but the energizer and the grounding rod, that's another thing that's difficult to get in when the ground is really hard. So I had to come over here. This was kind of like the softest spot in her area today. Well, it wasn't entirely. There was one spot that's softer over there, but I also need to chase the sun because it's solar powered, so I can't have it right under a tree. So this was where I ended up finding that I could get it in. But again, I was thinking, man, middle of summer, this is going to be tricky. So we might have to go with that, trying to get a battery powered drill to go ahead, which is going to be time consuming, but I mean, we can't be breaking off all of our fence posts. She seems to like her new area. Get a fresh pick, hey girl. Okay, bless you. Ty's here to help me. Oh. We have one thing we need to do this morning. We already have one clucky hen sitting, which I had forgotten to show you guys. And we've got another one that's gone clucky and sitting on a nest. How many eggs she got under? A good bunch, hey?
Yeah.
Right.
I put all the other eggs into that one.
Okay. So do you want to... You got scraps in your hair.
I got what?
You got scraps in your hair.
Did I?
Just a little bit. You put it right near the gate, buddy.
Sorry.
Well, I just don't want them escaping, that's all.
It wouldn't come out, and then it came out right that way.
Yeah. Do you know, so which one is the broody?
She was right here, and that's the broody one.
How do you tell? How do you tell?
Oh my gosh, they're all broody, I feel like. See how she's puffing up? And like...
Was it a Buff Orpington?
Yes, it was a Buff Orpington.
She doesn't have any under her, does she?
She was sitting right here.
Maybe.
See, this one's definitely not clucky, but...
Okay, we'll get her out then.
This one's not clucky. But see how when they're clucky, they normally puff up their friends to be big. And that's what this one's doing.
Yeah,
But she's not pecking, and she should be pecking. Maybe she went off for cluckiness.
Well, get out the ones that... What about this one on the end here?
No, she's definitely...
You don't think she is?
We can't put them together, can we?
Well, we thought we could put a cardboard divider in.
Whoa, boy. She was sitting on all these eggs.
How did that break? It looks like it's got a broken one.
I had to take all the hair out of that because, look, it was saturated with eggs. It was just eggs all over it, like just cracked.
When did that happen, I wonder?
Yesterday.
Someone must have cracked an egg. We're trying to figure out a solution, Caves.
I don't know.
Is it... Well, she's fluffing. What about this one?
If she was a cocky hen, she'd peck me already. I think. Yeah, she'd be pecking.
What? I mean,
So you reckon-
I'm just annoying her and she's not picking.
So maybe she wasn't broody. Well, let's
Maybe,
get...
maybe not. It's just when I tried to get the hen, she's like, and tried to peck me.
those eggs there.
Yeah, when I tried to get these eggs.
So how about we come back in 2 hours and we'll check them again
Okay.
and see.
Okay.
And the other thing we have to do in 2 hours, boys, is, or less, is put fresh hay in those boxes.
Okay.
Fresh straw. You boys better wash your feet before you go back to Nini's house.
Mum, we're gonna go.
Hey, take the container for the scraps. So now we're not really sure. We have one broody hen already sitting on eggs, and now we're not sure if any of these girls are broody. But the concern is, number one, if we do have a broody hen, we may as well get her sitting and hatch some eggs with the, you know, I'd rather have chicks hatched and raised here when we can. We can't always do that. But I don't want a broody hen staying here in the nesting boxes for too long, because she'll make all the other girls go off the lay. And we don't want that. We want to still have our chickens laying their eggs. We shall have to check them again in an hour or two and see if they're still there, if they're still looking broody, then we'll move them in. I'll show you where we have the other hen that is sitting. So up here near the house, we have this brooder box that we actually built before we moved to this property. We're still in the rental property, and we built it for chicks. But it works really well as a brooding box for a hen. And because we don't have chicks right now, so she's just on straw and hay. She's got feed and water. And she's just been sitting there like a good girl for several days now. She's hard to see through the hardwire mesh. Hey girl. But we were thinking if we got a second broody hen, we could put her up this end. And I don't know if we need to divide it, like with some cardboard or something, or if it even matters. Like if they'll bother each other, or if she'll just stay there with another hen in here. I'm not sure. So anyway, we'll see what happens with those other chooks. Another thing I am considering this morning is that we did have rain last night, but it wasn't as much as I'd hoped. I thought we were going to get a ton of rain. That was what was forecast. But it seems like there was a lot of narrow kind of scuds that ran through, scuds of storm clouds, and we were like, I guess we were in between. So we got rain, but it wasn't very heavy. And as I'm looking, like these are our wildflowers that are coming up. And even over here, I noticed under the asparagus. So I can see that, you know, there's underneath the foliage, it didn't really get wet. It's just gotten wet. I noticed the same, it's gotten wet on the edges. Same thing with the potatoes. And I sowed a bunch of seeds in here thinking, oh, that rain will, but you can actually see that it really didn't, it wasn't very wet. Now we may get more rain today. So who knows, maybe we'll get a heavy downpour today. We are forecast to get more rain, but I'm actually thinking, oh, do I wait and see if we get more rain, or do I need to water these plants? Because those seeds there are definitely going to need water and I put seeds in along here, seeds in over here, all through this bed. And we did get a lot less rain than I expected. So I might go have breakfast and think about it and decide whether or not to come out here and water or to wait and see what the heavens are going to do. I don't know, it's a toss-up. Because this probably needed watering a couple of days ago, this garlic. And again, I thought, no, we've got heavy rain coming. I'm just going to wait. And then it didn't really come, so. I am back inside. I'm about to do some chores and have some brekkie. I made hot cross buns for the kids, which I forgot to put the egg glaze on them, so they're not nice and shiny like I was planning, but they still will be super yummy. And I'm not having any because I'm doing Whole30. They smell amazing. I just said to Gracie, I'm gonna have to make them again in a month, like so that I can still have them. Which, by the way, update, today is a week, I think, since I started Whole30. I'm feeling really great, and it's not as hard as I thought it would be, other than when I smell hot cross buns and I can't eat them. But probably the hardest thing is not having cream in my coffee, and I've been making a bulletproof coffee instead, which is I still like that, so that's not too bad. But yeah, feeling good. So far, so good. I could so totally eat one of these right now. Oh, it smells so good, but I'm not going to. I'm going to be good. So I haven't had any reduction in foot pain or ankles or anything like that yet, but having said that, like, I have really been pushing my feet very hard this last week, building garden beds, a lot of outside work with hoes and shovels and rakes, and so I haven't exactly given my feet a chance either, but I just needed to get that spring garden in. So hopefully as we continue, who knows, I'll let you know what happens. I'm just in the mudroom now and we are getting ready to go out. So I'm going to sign off for today, but I have a question for you because these are my seedlings. Some of them have come up, some of them are still waiting to germinate, but something has been getting into them. And I don't think it's a bug because they're kind of cut off. So I'm wondering if it's a bird, but I'm not sure. I haven't had anything look like this before. So these peppers were all looking like this, beautiful and big and strong. Now look at these. They're all like snapped off as if right in half. I do not know what is doing this. This tray is the same. There's only one square left and these guys have been snapped off. So I don't know. My thinking is if it was a bug, it would look nibbled, or it would look like not just cut off at that one level. I don't know. I might be wrong. The same thing has happened over here with my eggplant. A few of these tomatoes have had that done, but not everything has. It's just it's a bit random where it's happened. Let me see. And also, like, this has happened, and I think that's a bird. What was that? Oh, my gazania seeds. I think they're all gone. So, yeah, I don't know. Any ideas about what you think that might be? They haven't seemed to have touched the hollyhocks. So, I don't know. It's mysterious. Anyway, let me know what you think. Do you have any ideas? I mean, I will just keep monitoring them and I'm hoping they'll grow back, but I don't know. I don't know. We will see. We will see what happens. But anyway, I guess such is life, you know, you take these risks when you plant things. There's other critters out there that might like these veggies and things as much as we do. How rude, hey? So I don't know, bugs, birds. I think it probably has to be one of those two things. I'm not sure what else would do that. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. I will be back here again tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching and joining along on our 100 Days of Homesteading. And I will see you tomorrow. Sunshine and raindrops, friends. Until then.